And then like, I don't know. I think like Dipset, I think they expected them to kind of play around a little bit, or they expected to be able to play around. And it also makes me think too, like, is that how all their concerts are? They just kind of lollygagging around and shit.
Probably.
Shit.
I never
You know
been
what I mean?
to a
Like,
Dipset concert, but
that shit is
might
whack.
be, though.
I wouldn't like, want to do that shit. I wouldn't want to spend my money on that if these niggas just kind of lollygagging around and just trying to shine and shit rather than put on a show.
I'm Jimmy B. Fearless, and welcome to the You Feel Me podcast with my big homie Wayne. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell, rock that bell. Make sure that you get all of our content anytime that we post. And also, don't forget to sign up for our podcast on all platforms for the audio version. We're talking about the Versuz Battle because we just released the Dipset Save New York Hip Hop episode, but due to Versuz, we want to just kind of like follow this up and just talking about it and just recapping what we thought. So go ahead, Wayne. My fault, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to do that, put a little context behind what the hell we're talking about. So go ahead.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Appreciate it. But no, what I was saying is, yeah. So they just did everything together, you know, and it was good to see that they actually practiced and said, okay, let's sit down and let's add up all our hits. What are the hood hits? They had the cuts for the women that I forgot about. Bro, I forgot about Jenny from the Block. Totally forgot about Jenny from the Block. You know what I mean? Like when he stood up there, he was like, yo, nigga, we got Grammys. You know?
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do, bro. And I was like, you're
Right,
absolutely
like-
right, brother. You're absolutely right. My
Yeah,
bad,
like
man.
my fault. My bad. Like, and it's crazy. We got a comment on the video that said, and I think it was because we was talking about what did the individual artists of Dipset do? And somebody commented on the video like, yo, Cameron and Joel Santana both went platinum and had platinum singles. But if you're thinking about like that's true when you look it up, like they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was back then, you had to go really like go out and buy the track, you know what I'm saying? Or like downloading was really early. You know, most of that shit was torrent based. So that's crazy that they did that. And it makes sense, right? Because they were major artists pushed majorly and they came up the independent route. But in terms of the LOX, I feel where you coming from, my G. Like, it seemed like they shit was way more together. And it seemed like they performed together a lot more. And
like a brotherhood.
It seemed like
real brotherhood.
Yeah,
you know?
like they actually, and you know, like Joel Santana and Cameron are cool, and Joel Santana's cool with Jim Jones, but it's like Jim Jones had beef with like everybody in Dipset.
Yeah.
So they're probably not as together as like they used to be. And Jadakiss, when he started freestyling, well, he freestyled a bunch of times, but when he started like freestyling on what beat was that?
Who Shot
Not
You?
Ready to Die. Who Shot You? I'm like, yo.
Now hold on, sidebar. You know that's like a song that's on like a DJ Clue album or something like that, right? From back in the day.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody was saying it was a freestyle, and I don't even remember that song.
I mean, it's a freestyle from like a mixtape, you know?
Right. So, which is dope. I thought he just freestyled off the tempo, which wouldn't surprise me because it's Jada.
Yeah.
But, and I know this sounds real dumb, but I really like the fact that Jada, like, how can I say this? I ain't no fashionista type nigga, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no stylist, you know what I mean? But like Jada looked like he was ready for war. Like that nigga wore shorts, but he had on like on Tim boots. And it's just like, yo, the LOX was dressed way better. I don't know what Freaky Zeke was wearing. It just looked all fucked up.
Talking about, was Freaky Zeke the dude in the gray?
No, I meant to say Joel Santana. I don't know what the fuck Joel Santana was wearing. He was just like, he was back in
2005, 2006, bro.
Nah,
that nigga
bro,
got
like 2002. Nigga.
Yo, he got every piece of material that he used to own back in that day and just threw that shit on, man. Headbands, everything, bro.
Which, you know, he trying to do like, it's like nostalgia, right? But like, bro, like, nah, man, like the LOX, I forgot about, like you said, I forgot about them songs, my G. I forgot about most of them songs, bro. Like, for real, like, I forgot. Like they had so many hits. Like each of them though. Even Sheik Luch was like got songs that I forgot all about.
Right. I thought Sheik Luch had a single on his own at one point. Did he not?
He did. I know Styles P had I Get High, right?
Yeah, I Get High. Yeah. He done had a couple singles, I think.
Which I still haven't heard a song like that since that
Classic.
point. I think it was like
Classic.
that last song that had like a sample like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that song, and the video was dope. Like that whole joint was fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like Sheik, he did have singles, but I think he's way more like the goon to me of the camp. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Sheik did. I'm not.
You can't really put him
Sheik
on TV
fan.
like that.
Like I'm not a Sheik fan. I'm a Styles P fan actually more than I'm a Jada fan.
Word. Okay.
And I know Styles P is a monster at mixtapes. Like his mixtape and his independent game, once he went independent, he just killed it.
Yeah.
So, but you gotta think the LOX been popping since like they was with Bad Boy.
Diddy. Yeah, that was with Diddy.
So like
that's
when they
where
was
got
like
that
16.
sportsmanship from.
I mean, they've been together since they was like 16.
Wait, bro.
Like they've been together since they were teenagers.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
That's
like,
wow. I didn't know it was that
Yeah,
deep.
I think they was like because I know Mobb Deep started when they was like 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
With their first album, they came out like right after the nigga that used to wear the reverse pants.
Crisscross.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like they came out right after them, but it was like I remember like the Mobb Deep album, they had like hatchets and shit on the first one. And you know, it was bad, but they was just starting. It was young boys, but they was already signed. And then like when they did like Shook Ones and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like they were a little older, but they was still like 18. So like Jada and them, they were young too, man. They were young. Like they was with Bad Boy when they first got out of like high school, like or like in college type shit. Like they were like 19. So yeah, they've been around together for a minute. So I don't know. I just feel like it was like a slaughter, man. Like
Absolutely.
I didn't expect that. I thought
it was a slaughter because I don't think, like I said, Dipset wasn't expecting it, so they had to get back on their shit. You know what I mean? And so it's one thing to see somebody and be like, okay, let me boost myself up a little bit. Let me get to their level. And it's one thing for them to come out, set the tone like the LOX did, and just and tell everybody, tell the whole crowd that these niggas just playing around. Like they singing their lyrics, like turn off the lyrics off the song and sing. Like that's real hip hop. That's real like concert. That's how we really fucking do. Either you go lip sync or you go turn this shit off and rap for real. And and after that I saw, you know, people, though I'm not a hood nigga, but I know, right? One thing I know is like when niggas start saying, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like when you say something, oh nigga, your shoes is whack. And niggas like, oh, get the fuck out of here. That means you're right, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're trying to push other people off of the shit that you're making fun of. You see what I mean? Like, oh, Dipset is whack. Oh, get the fuck out of here. We got hits, nigga. We got hits. I mean, and then the hits didn't even really hit like that. Like, if you go back and look, like when they played Ride or Die Chick, everybody was like, oh. But nigga, when they played Ballin', when they finally got around to Ballin', it was just like, okay, Ballin'. You know what I mean? Like niggas was dead, man. Like they didn't even care.
So you remember during the episode what I was talking about, like before, like one of our first episodes, when I talked about how Dipset was like, they were dope and everything, but it was like a different level of like bars.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like the LOX are from that Biggie era. So they grew up around Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So like when you did a song with Biggie, your bars had to be up there. Remember, the LOX had war with Rockefeller. Remember, Jadakiss had beef with Beanie Siegel. And they was literally going back and forth, throwing bombs, like song after song, freestyle after freestyle against each other. So Jada is built off of war in terms of like hip hop and like battling cats, right? Cameron and them wasn't like that. They were more making like popular songs like commercial. And that's a real big difference between like Harlem versus the rest of Brooklyn. Harlem has a lot of flashy motherfuckers because of the drugs and like how pimps and hustlers used to be in Harlem. You know what I mean? Like Nicky Barnes and shit like that. These are niggas that was wearing mink coats in the summertime. Harlem started all that. Harlem's artsy. Harlem is always about fashion and looking good. Like if you a Harlem nigga that's popping, you always gonna have that. Look at ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole ASAP mob, they all flashy niggas. But when it comes to like some real hip hop shit, it's real rare where you like would see them dominate motherfuckers like the LOX or niggas like, you know, Hove and shit like that. Niggas that's literally based off of like lyricism. And that's a big difference.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Quick though. That's
a big difference.
Didn't Cam come up with Big too? In a sense? I know
Cam
he came up with
didn't
Mace. And Mace came up with Big.
Yeah, he came up with He came up with Mace, but that's different. Like, and the reason why it's different is because Cam, there's a story that Cameron freestyled for Biggie, and Biggie had 2 bitches in the bed.
Oh shit.
So Biggie was laying out there with 2 broads.
Yeah.
And I guess he was, you know, this is big. So he taking meetings. He gonna take it whatever way he gonna get it. And, you know, Cameron, and I know how that is, like trying to like, you know, get on or trying to be around cats. You gotta like always be ready. So you got freestyle in front of dudes and niggas you don't even know. Niggas be like, yo, kick a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta kick a freestyle.
Be on it.
You know, or some shit like that. You gotta be on it. Like, it's like that. So that's what he did. And I feel like Cam was always around Mace and he helped write Mace, like Harlem World. He helped write that shit.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's how Cam kind of got like on, because Mace and Cameron was like best friends because they played basketball together in high school. But Cameron was the nigga that was selling drugs and shit and getting into trouble. And Mace was like the cool kid that played ball. Well, once all that ball shit started fucking up, and I think Mace went to college and he came back and Cam went to college and got in trouble, niggas came back to Harlem and rapping was the new thing. So Mace was always that popular nigga. And Cameron actually had like a pen and he was from the hood. Like he was from Harlem, but he, you know, was really busting traps like that, right?
Right.
So they kind of like combined that shit and he helped Mace get his swag up and helped Mace like with the flow and shit and helped Mace like write his bars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Mace got popular, but then that's when him and Cameron had that friction and basically Cameron ran Mace out of town and that nigga became a preacher. And that's a whole nother big story. But to answer your question,
that's a big gap right there between like running out of town and nigga coming to preacher. That's an episode right there. I'm gonna write that shit down, man.
Yeah, like that's a whole thing. Like niggas know about that. Like when you was in hip hop, like when I was in hip hop growing up, you always heard that story. Like, yeah, niggas didn't know why Mace just left. Remember Mace left and just became a preacher? Everybody like, what happened to Mace?
Yeah,
because Cameron ran that nigga out of Harlem. Like,
see, no, I thought, you know, he just got closer to God. You know, he wanted to, you know, give the life up.
He was about to be close to God, real close. Like having a meeting with him, fucking with Cam. Like, yeah,
that's funny. I don't know, but I mean, Cam, he didn't. I mean, I know we're all a lot older now. He didn't really show that fire in the versus battle. You know, he was saying, yo,
if
real
you got a problem,
docile.
get your gun. If you got a problem, get your gun. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. Right. They just came in, LOX came in and it was like, what nigga, what? And he was like, all right, nigga, cause we still like from you. And another thing, the nigga Jadakiss said, you know, in New York, put your hands up or something like that. And then he had said something to Cameron. I'm like, yo, Cameron, you live in Miami, son. Like, you live in Miami. You left the life. You left New York. You ain't here no more, man. Go back to the sun and fun, bro. You in the streets like that. But I think that kind of sums up all of Dipset. You know, and there's nothing wrong. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get money. You're supposed to leave the hood. You're supposed to, you know. But, I mean, I guess that kind of sums up all of Dipset. Like, they've all gone off and done their own thing. You know, they keep a touch here and there, but there's no synchronicity between them. And that showed all the fights and arguments and chinks in the armor showed during the verses with Dipset. And that goes back to the actual episode, did Dipset save New York hip hop? Even because I had said on that, like, they did kind of like open the door, but G-Unit came in and knocked it over, right? I don't feel like Dipset would have been able to carry that crown, that throne, like G-Unit did. Because if you think G-Unit only lasted for a few years anyway.
Right.
Excuse me. So, yeah, I don't think they would have I don't think their shoulders were strong enough for the world. You see what I mean? So if they saved New York hip hop, that's fine. But they couldn't have done what G-Unit would have done. Because they couldn't even, and the LOX is on their level. They couldn't even handle the LOX in a concert, you know?
I don't think the LOX is on Dipset's level after seeing that.
This has been the You Feel Me podcast, YouFeelMePodcast.com. I'm shorting this up. I've been Wayne, and I always will be Wayne. Fearless, say peace to the people, G.
Peace. Oh, also follow us on Discord, You Feel Me Podcast. You can leave your comments there, argue with us, debate, and also, of course, debate on YouTube, and let us know we ain't shit, or we fucking up, or we missed some shit, because we need to know, because, you know, that's like what we like to do. We becoming hip-hop historians in this bitch, you know what I'm talking about? And, yeah, man, You Feel Me Podcast, available on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Outcast, Overcast, Pod Blast, Pod Addict, all them types. Anything that got the word pod in it, motherfucker, we in there, even the detergent. So hit us up. T-shirts for sale. Album about to come out. You know what it is. So peace, man.
Peace, y'all. Thank you.
Love y'all.